everyone. This is Vet Talk, and I'm your host, Sergeant Gonzalo Duran. I'd like to thank our executive producers, JM Empire Media and Vero G Productions, for making this season one of the best seasons we've had. Also to sponsors such as Tours to Do PR. Now, what they'll do is make sure that an experienced Marine like myself will go through the jungles of Puerto Rico and make sure we get back safe and sound. To check them out, check out their social medias at Tours to Do PR. Now, for today's episode, our honored guest is Tyreek Goodman, the Executive Officer for Epic Rev Vision. Tyreek, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me, my guy.
Appreciate it.
Dope.
So let's begin. What is Epic Rev Vision?
So Epic Rev Vision is pretty much the backbone of Epic Rev TV. And Epic Rev TV is the new underground platform for underground talent, small businesses, and pretty much those people who want to have messages that come across and get things to the community in a faster way. And also a platform for the youth to showcase their talent and what they're about. Epic Rev Vision, on the other hand, what we do is pretty much like host events and do things for the community as far as giving back, making sure, we pretty much.
Well, let's step back a little bit. When you say Epic Rev Television deals with artists and music, right? Are you saying that you're like the the middleman towards them? Do you have artists signed on with? Do you work with them on a personal level?
Well, let me take a step back. What I do is, so before Epic Rev Vision and everything came about, we was already like helping people with music videos and things like that. Like I shoot videos, like that's one of my major things and things that I love to do is film, and I also edit and direct as well. So it all started from that, and then I noticed that, a lot of the young kids, they didn't have money like that to afford to get videos, and they didn't have a lot of money towards, putting their craft and their talents out there. And then on top of that, I had also ran across certain artists and certain people who didn't have a platform for themselves where outside of the norm. Right now when we're dealing with social media, we have media that has some positives but mostly negatives. You know what I mean? With little to no information. So what I decided, and I thought about, I said, you know what? Let me get some of these kids that's in these, around my area, and let me film them, do some of their music videos, but also let me open up a way for them to perform where they didn't got to worry about the drama and everything else like that. But then also, while I'm also doing that, we have a gap where we have the elderly community who also, want to make change inside their environment, So my thing is that, you have the kids who want to be something to be productive but don't have the resources to be. And then you have the adults that want to connect with the kids. And they don't have a way to connect or gravitate towards them because they don't know what they want. So my program pretty much comes in a way of saying, hey, Epic Rev Vision. Epic Rev Vision stands for being an epic revolutionary and then having vision. So it's about, let's bring all these different age groups together. Let's bring all these different type of people together. And, let's showcase this on a large screen. Let's showcase, the talents and let everybody be able to watch and mingle with each other.
So if you break it up into two parts, Epic Rev TV is helping artists, up and coming artists or established artists with video, media, production, stuff like that?
Well, Epic Rev TV is the platform.
Okay.
Epic Rev TV is the platform. It's just pretty much the central base, That's where you'll see a lot of the interviews of different people. You'll also have certain music videos. It'll also let you know what upcoming events that's coming inside your community or going on around your community outside of just, what we're doing. You know what I mean? Because my platform is not for mainly me or for the brand itself. Is for small businesses, to promote that, because small businesses and people that's underground, where right now, what platform gives them the base to really showcase their talent?
No, I agree with you. When I had a nonprofit, Devil Dog USA, when we started out, as cigar shops, going around and then collecting a little bit of funds here and there. But you're saying you're taking those artists and putting them into the music scene, ahead where they most likely wouldn't be able to get that visibility that they would have right now, which is great. Which is that's a normal craft right there.
But we're not mostly. I started with the music, and the reason why it's good to start with the music in my culture is because that's where everybody listens. That's where the ear is. That's where you can find out the raw emotion of the people. So I started that way, and with the entertainment part, it now allows me to when we're throwing events or we're doing things and we're giving back to the community, those same people who's also voicing the struggles that they're going through in the community now have a platform to where they can showcase it. And then those same people who's saying, well, we don't understand this, now have the opportunity to be in front of those people and say, look, we have other opportunities and job opportunities and things like that that can help you out. You know what I mean? It opens the door for the communication. So Epic Rev Vision is pretty much like, we're the behind the scenes people. We're the behind the scenes guys, the ones that where it's like, hey, you got something going on, you want to connect with the youth, or the youth, y'all got something going on and y'all want to show y'all community what y'all can be capable of and do, then we'll work with y'all, and then not only work with you, we'll edit, we'll film and things like that, and it's mainly about y'all, not about us.
Now, Epic Rev Vision is more of the business part.
Right.
Let's say for-profit, non-profit?
So it's two parts of that, because Epic Rev Vision for-profit with the name Epic. So Epic Rev Vision is our business LLC name on paper, but it goes by Epic Rev TV, which is our public name. And we'll be teaching more people about that soon as well, because a lot of people don't know is when you get an LLC and when you're making an LLC, your company name and what you promote your company as can be two different things. So Epic Rev Vision is my LLC name, but Epic Rev TV is what we go by as the business, because it's the platform of what we're showcasing other businesses and other talents. And now Epic Rev Vision non-for-profit, that's also something that we're working on now. And with me working on that now, I'm working with other non-for-profit organizations. If I could mention some, like Future Star Productions, like I helped them set up for their party and their event and things like that. But that was only a one-time thing this year. I also got the luxury of doing something with Devil Dog USA. We was able to work with you. Thank you. No problem. We did a LTB community event, Safe Haven, and that was good because I was able to help and bring some of my people to come to perform, and also bring the youth out to say, look, you got colleges, you got different things that we're offering that people might not have access to the community. And I came dressed like this for a reason. I came to present myself like this for a reason, because I'm no different from any other community boy or any other block boy from where I come from.
I got you. Now you mentioned one of the past events that you've done. Is there anything that you also want to mention from the past that you've done? Maybe something presently working on, maybe some future projects?
Well, we have other events and things that we have done in the community, as far as, we went to a few pop-up shop events. Right now, people are doing small local businesses where they can't afford to have stores and things like that. So right now, the pop-up shop scene is big. And if you don't know what a pop-up shop is, it's pretty much people that'll find a location, a bunch of vendors, and they'll come out with their goods and they want to sell their stuff, their merchandise to the people. But the issue is that when we're trying to sell ourselves to the people, how would the people know? You know what I mean? So what we also come there, and what we're also going to be doing is going to these different pop-up shop events, filming, giving them the publicity they need, while also at that moment connecting community leaders with these pop-up shop events, so therefore they could be able to give back to the community. So now, it gives the middle class, poor people, people in our community that's trying to make their ends meet, that don't have a store, be able to make some money while also educating the kids at the same time. And then it gives the political people to see the insight of what's going on and how they could better serve us.
I took the opportunity to look at some of the videos, taking a merchant and giving them the opportunity to speak, not only the face visibility, but the product services, and then pushing it out there to the masses. That's an important thing that, some people think that it's easy just to get on a magazine or cable television or TV or the news. It's not that easy. And for somebody to provide a service like that is really, it's just really big step to help them out.
And, you know, the crazy thing about what you just said, even that, because it's like, you know, starting out in media and saying, you know, we got WorldStar, we got YouTube, we got Tubi, we got all these other platforms, and they can easily say what makes yours different. You know, what makes yours different from everybody else's, what separates you. And I'll just say this, flat out, what separates me from them is, what separates me from them is pretty much, I'm focusing on small business, I'm focusing on the middleman. This is not a platform where I'm trying to make it commercialized in any type of way. You know, once these big platforms and I showcase them and they become big, then they could go on to these other sites and these other sites can have them, and we're going to go right back to the little man, you know what I mean? Right now we're based in New York, but soon I'm planning on going to Jersey, Philly, California, going all over around, like, into these different platforms and showcasing, you know, these different brands, bringing them up, because that's what we need. We need people in other businesses to now say, look, you got a business, let me help bring you up and showcase you, especially now because we got our phones, we got media base, you know.
You know, I'd like to bring up something. You know, I recently spoke to Reverend Carmen Hernandez, who's president of one of the New York City Chambers of Commerce, and she had mentioned to me how, let's say, the Hispanic communities, a lot of the times that they want to try to increase their business, but they don't want to take a lot of steps in the right direction. You've already mentioned the power of having an LLC and the differentiating of the different corporations. You know, for me, on a personal, you know, for one of the things that I always tell people is, like, you have to start small. You know, you want to hustle is one thing, but becoming a real business, for that you can partner with other organizations that are more well established, you have to work towards it. One thing that we've offered for Devil Dog is headshots. You'd be surprised how many people don't have headshots.
Right.
You know, the next step is, you know, getting a business plan, a logo, and then trying to get that corporation done. And then the next thing after that is getting the media attention, getting a footprint within newspapers, magazines, etc.
Well, I'll be honest with you. It's hard for anybody to think about all those things when they're trying to think about how to eat or trying to think about their 9-to-5 job. One of the hardest things, even for me, as I sit here, you know, I work a 9-to-5 and I still have my own business and things like that. Those things take time to get around to when you're also living your day-to-day life. You get what I'm saying? And then not have access to that. Like, the other day, my man came to me. He said, hey, you got a logo. How would you get your logo? Oh, well, I went to this such person. Oh, word? Oh, let me see what's going on. Then once you bring up the money factor, what he got to pay for the logo, that changes, you know? Yeah. And it's not like he can't afford it, but it's like, I got to pay rent. I got to eat. I got to take care of my little one. Can I afford that right now? So one thing I'm going to try to do within my platform is bring certain people that can already teach people how to do their businesses without even having their LLC, because that's the thing too. LLC keeps you incorporated, puts you on paper, and that is true, you know, and I think everybody should have that. But as far as branding yourself, you do not have to wait for LLC to brand yourself. You have your phone. Your phone and your social medias is the best example of how to brand yourself and how to say, hey, this is what I'm about. And not to say it like that, you might want to already start putting the initiative and putting your merch and stuff out there just to see how it go, to even know if it's even worth LLCing. You know, one of the first things I did with Epic Rev TV on Instagram was, that was my personal account at first. Just my personal. And I changed my whole personal and everybody who was following and my followers, and I changed that to Epic Rev TV. Started promoting only stuff Epic Rev TV, things like that. So then now, instead of my business starting out with 0 followers, it started out with 500 plus. You know, so we live in the age of social media. We got to brand ourselves. But once you start the branding and once you start getting that recognition, oh, you better go get your LLC. You better get your credentials, because what will happen is you won't get the recognition you deserve. You won't be able to do proper business, and somebody has to get credit for the work, no matter what. Exactly.
Now, I got a glimpse of the Epic Rev Vision behind your jacket there. How did that logo come about?
So this girl named Treasure Love, she made this for me. Shout out to you, Treasure. You know, she's based out of town. I met her through Instagram. Like I seen her logos and things like that, and I was like, hey, you know, this is what I got in mind. Can you make me a logo? She sent it back to me, and it was this. And it's crazy because, you know, once I got the logo and things like that, I was like, well, you know, let me see how it would look on a shirt. Let's talk about merchandise and things like that. And, you know, it got into that perspective too. You know, we started doing the clothes. But once again, it's like with me, I'm not really big on trying to sell like merch and clothes and stuff like that. You know, shout out to Alpha Nation because he actually he made the shirt for me and things like that.
Shout out Alpha Nation. I remember him.
Right. You get what I'm saying? Like, so it was like one of those things where it was just like, well, let's see. I'm doing the event. I got these events set up and I could easily make shirts. I could easily go and do shirts and do things myself. But why? When there's a bunch of other local people around me that could contribute to a business. And we all got different businesses and we work together. You get what I'm saying? Like he does something totally different from what I'm doing. They got apparel, nice clothes and everything, but yet and still I could go to him and say, look, I got this film-based company. You know, I need to make merchandise. You know, can you make me a shirt? And I got my logo, and then in return, you know, we gonna big up yours as well, and that's how it go. You know, you gotta work with brands, you gotta work with different companies.
Look, in just a few minutes, you just gave us a whole business plan that we can work off of: branding, logo, becoming incorporated, networking, et cetera, et cetera. You know, and then on top of that, you're throwing into the media part. Now, in that same moment, you spoke regarding events. What are some current events that you're working on, maybe some past ones you want to bring up again?
So we had also done a pop-up shop, one of my first pop-up shop events we did. That was like last month. That was good. We had about a good crowd to about like 40 to about 50 people there. It was small, local, only had like 4 vendors, which was good. We did that event. And then tomorrow, I'm having another event. Well, I don't know when this is going to air, so we're just going to say I have an event October 28th on Saturday, you know, and this one is going to be a little bit more bigger. We're expecting to about anywhere between 15 to 20 vendors, and the crowd is going to be even more bigger. We got a few artists that's coming to perform, and also a few other community what do you call those people that like
community resource fairs and stuff
right,
like that.
community resources that's going to be coming out, that's going to be also educating the people. And to be honest with you, things like this you don't really see. You don't really see the combination of, you know, having the political people there along with the pop-up shop vendors and along with the youth that's coming to perform and entertain. You don't really see that dynamic. So, you know, that's one of the things that I'm putting together tomorrow. I know it's going to be great weather. We also got a dog event coming in, a dog show, and that's pretty much, you know, seeing when we're... I hope you cut this out, this part. But yeah, we're doing the dog show. And also on November 11th, you know, I'm going to try to do this event where I'm able to honor the veterans, you know, in our community, the ones that's active and the ones that are not, that's not active right now, but they did their time and their service for us.
So for the military and veterans.
Military and veterans, yep.
Now, why specifically November this year that you want to make this event happen?
So it's very personal to me. I got 2 friends who's in the military and who's active. You know, one is in the Navy, one is actually in the Marines right now. And not to say it like that, to come from where we come from, we was always taught that not to go that direction. You know, it's not good for us, you know, and at one point I used to believe that too. But when I seen what these 2 young gentlemen, you know, my friend Jason and my other bands did, I felt like that was a big, bold step of them. You know, to take that and say, you know what, this is beyond me. This is for my country, not only for my country, but this is also going to better my family situation as well. You get what I'm saying? And people don't know that when you get into these type of jobs, it's a difference between you going and fighting in service and you actually turning it into a career. And these 2 are turning it into a career. And, you know, for me, I just thought, like, that's dope. And then also on a personal note, like this year I had lost my grandfather, you know, and before I lost him, he came down to the city, we drove around, and he was talking to me about how he fought in the Vietnam War, you know, and how he was a Marine in the Vietnam War. And, you know, as a black man during that time, just imagine what he had to face and what he had to go through and the different dilemmas, you know, and for him to get hurt while he was out there and things like that, like, it was a lot. So I didn't really quite get it until after he passed. I went to Washington, D.C., and when I went to Washington, because that's where he lives, I went there and I went to the Capitol for the first time and I walked it. And I went to the veterans, the Vietnam Memorial, went to the Vietnam Memorial, and I saw all the names of all those people that died, all those people that fought and, you know, that stood up for us and put their life on the line. And at that moment, I felt a sense of realness, a sense of, oh, okay, this is not just people that's just talking about this, and this is something that, you know, at that moment was a real thing, was serious.
Well, first I'd like to say my condolences to your loss. Also, if anything that we can do to help you out with this event that you want to hold for the veterans, we'll be happy to help you in any way we can.
Okay. Yes, please. I would love to partner up with, you know, with you, Devil Dog USA, you know, with us honoring the veterans, especially because y'all are veterans and, you know, y'all did y'all service and y'all still continue to do y'all service in the community. And that's one thing I would like to shout out them for, because especially Mr. Duran, you know, being a veteran and not just only focusing on just the veterans, but making sure the community is good, that means a lot for people like us. You know?
Well, you know, for me, you know, I don't want to talk about the whole perspective of the organization, but for me specifically, you know, I believe that for someone to reintegrate back into their community, they need the community's help in there. And without us integrating into that aspect, how can we get that? You know, like this show right here, Vet Talk alone, we're trying to say, look, these are the resources not only for veterans, but for the community as well. And, you know, I can see somebody, you know, I've worked with veterans who want to be musicians. So I would say this is a great opportunity right here to come speak with you, maybe get some knowledge, maybe get put into the platform in there so that you can get their name out there. Right. Now, if somebody wanted to reach out to you, how would they go about doing that?
You can reach out to me on Epic Rev TV, on Epic Rev _TV, or you can reach out to me on my email, vision epicrev@gmail.com. That's the perfect way to reach out to me, through email. Other than that, you know, if you got anything that you got going on and anything that you want to promote, reach out to my personal gram, DM me. But I just want to talk about November 11th one more time.
Please go ahead.
You know, this event that I'm doing on November 11th, we're going to honor 6 nominees. And these 6 nominees, some are going to be active, so they might not physically be there, but we're going to be able to Zoom it or have it live for the people. And then we're going to have at least 3 that are active, veterans, and then we're going to have the ones that are active and non-active. And the reason why, just in case the ones that's active are not going to be able to be there, we're going to honor their families. You know, we're going to tell them thank you for their service, because that's a lot, you know, for them to have their kids out there fighting and things like that, fighting for us and fighting for our freedom, you know what I mean? And they need to get honored as well.
Well, we appreciate that, Tyreek. Now, for the members out there, if you want to get in touch with us to jump on Vet Talk, feel free to email me at ceo@devildogusainc.org. Check out our website at www.devildogusainc.org. You already know that if you happen to get some platforms, get some media attention, you're, you know, you have some programs, artists, and want to help with the community, you know, Tyreek Goodman, you already have all this information. And as always, God bless America.